Hello, good morning and welcome to a mini sports bar with me, Jason Cundy, alongside the legend that is Mr. Jermaine Pennant. So England made it comfortable tonight as we beat Costa Rica 3-0 in the final friendly ahead of the World Cup. What do you make of England's performance? Who impressed you? Who might have played themselves in to next Wednesday's game against Croatia? 03717 223344. Is the weather going to be a concern for you over in America? Of course, that lengthy delay before kickoff. Aid, Stuart and Jim did a fantastic job of building up to that game. But we can't do this show without you. Get involved. 03717 223344. And a reminder, you can now watch us live, yes, even in the morning, on YouTube and Smart TV. This is a mini sports bar. 45 minutes. Get your calls in live here on talkSPORT. Hello, good morning, Jammer. Good morning, everyone. It's not often I say that of an opening of a show, but that is exactly what has happened. Late kickoff was delayed even more by what was a monsoon over in the States, Jammer. But let's talk about England's performance. What do you make of it, first and foremost?
Look, they got the job done end of the day. They're going to come up against a lot tougher test.
Yeah.
I thought they were poor. Yeah. They couldn't even string a couple of passes together.
No.
And, they obviously, England should have really scored more.
Yeah.
You know, and Weke, that should have been a goal. That's a shocker.
I mean, that...
Rodgers, he should have scored that as well.
Yeah.
And we are a little bit wasteful. I thought we were a bit wasteful, actually, against New Zealand, in all honesty, because they had chances and didn't punish them, only 1-0. But I have to say, I was really impressed with the energy, the fluidity, the movement. That opening 25 minutes, I thought we were good. Costa Rica were bad. I'm not going to take but you still have to put in a performance. We played against bad teams in the past and not put in that kind of performance.
No, like I said, the first 10, 15 minutes, we were on the front foot. We not giving them a sniff. We was bopping the ball around.
High energy, high tempo, good press.
In this heat as well, good press, winning the ball high. Being really cutthroat, but just sometimes not that little end product at times. We're just lacking.
Yeah,
and I think that will be a worry when we start getting into the latter stage of the tournament, when we come up to teams like Spain and France.
One chance might be all you get. Big chance in the game.
Exactly, and if we can't find that, and if we need 10 or 15 chances to put one away against the bigger teams who are sturdy, who are better at the back, better at keeping the ball, that could come costly.
Indeed. 03717 223344. England 3, Costa Rica 0. They weren't great, but there were one or two impressive performances, certainly first half. I thought Anthony Gordon was excellent. He made the first goal. I thought Rice and Bellingham, they linked up well. Anderson, always offering himself. The high width, I think Noni had an impact on the game. Still has to do a little better for me. Still has to make, as you highlighted there, Gemma, making that final decision, that final pass. Without any further ado, like I said, we only have 40 minutes to take your calls on what we saw tonight. Let's go and speak to Tone, who's a gooner. Good morning, Tone.
Yeah, hello.
All right, matey.
Yeah. I just wanted to call up to say about Madueke. He's has to score that. I'm sorry, but he has to. But there's another thing is about Costa Rica. They kept fouling all game. It was like they weren't a proper football team. They knew they couldn't cope with us, so they just wanted to foul all the time.
Yeah, they're physical.
I just wanted you to know about that.
Yeah, they were physical. I thought the referee handled it quite well. She got her cards out when she needed to.
Yeah, it's a little bit of South American football, isn't it?
We've got Panama, of course, don't forget, in the last group game. So I don't think it'll do any harm to play. That's why these friendlies are arranged like this, to face the side that potentially, not just potentially, but you will be facing in the groups game. Yeah,
that is going to be a tougher test, but, similar kind of style. And it's going to, like I said, this is a great game for a confidence boost.
Yeah, it's done. It's ticked every single box. Clean sheet. As far as we're aware, no injuries. The lad's got a run out. Good to see Saka as well, because a lot of speculation about how fit is he really.
Yeah.
I thought, the boys came on. I thought Rodgers was excellent. There's a lot to like about that performance, but it comes with a caveat that, yes, of course, Costa Rica were pretty poor. But they've done what they've done. Listen, thanks for the call, Tone. Let's go and speak to, who else is there? Let's go and speak to Tim, who's a Manchester United fan, who's actually out over in the good old US of A. Good morning, Tim.
Oh, I'm in Canada. You can't call me American.
Oh, sorry, mate. It's just
Canadian.
Oh, sorry, man. Sorry if I offended you.
Yeah,
That's like calling an Englishman a
all
Scotsman.
good.
It is, yeah. Or Scotsman.
Yeah, I
Englishman.
didn't want to say it, but it's
Sorry,
kinda,
bud.
kinda the
I thought I
equivalent
said Orlando here, but it says I don't know. Can't even, what does it say?
Okay.
Ontario. Sorry,
It's
mate.
all
I thought it
good,
said
man.
Orlando.
The culprit that time, Jason Cundy.
Go on then. What do you want to say, bud?
Just thought England looked pretty good. Obviously, like you guys touched on, it's Costa Rica, but you can only play what's in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would have been, I mean, if the result, if the performance had gone the other way where they struggled and they didn't look great, then, it would have been a massive concern, I think, going into the Croatia game. But, I thought overall they looked good. Morgan Rogers looked terrific for me. I think he's got a selection headache, a good one on his hands in terms of whether it's Morgan Rogers or Jude in the 10. But overall, I think England has to feel pretty good, and fans have to feel pretty good going into that Croatia game.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. I think also what's going to play a massive part in this World Cup is the squad, as in it's going to be hot. The heat, if you can get 60, 70 minutes out of your players, working hard, and like you said, you can bring on the players like Jude or Saka or Madawaki, whoever's starting, which will make a massive difference.
Yeah, and I think the squad...
Absolutely.
I think the squad, you can see what he's done. I spoke to Joe about this. It feels as though he has gone with more athletes. I mean, Jed Spence has not, in my opinion, had as good a season as Lewis Hall, but you can see what Jed Spence up and down. There's going to be some tired legs in some of these games, and to have fresh legs and pace is going to be a real bonus off the bench. Who impressed you the most tonight? Yeah. Tim?
I thought Harry Kane was brilliant.
No. See, people talk about... People talk about why he drops deep. Why we want him in the box. Of course you want him in the box. But you see that pass he put on that was nearly a penalty for Gordon, Jammer. I mean, it's a hell of a ball, that.
Yeah.
He's got that under his belt. Let's go back. Stateside's Faker Ruthers, talkSPORT's roving reporter out there for England. Scott, England manager Thomas Tuchel.
Thanks very much, Jay. Thomas, congratulations. Another win and another clean sheet. What was your assessment of that?
Very good match today. Very good energy, intensity on highest level, counter-pressing on highest level, and on the ball, off the ball. Very good team performance from everyone, from the guys who started, from the guys who finished the match. So it was exactly what we wished for, and was the next step that we wanted. And congratulations to everyone. It was well done.
You said pre-match that it was the first time Kane, Bellingham, Anderson and Rice were playing together. What did you make of that quartet?
Good. They were part of a strong team, and the guys who came from the bench finished as a strong team. That's the most important. Energy was right from the guys who came in. The energy was right from the guys who went out. We created a lot. The substitutes who came kept the intensity up against the tired opponent, and then spaces opened up. It's good. It was a very good physical test for us, and we did very well.
Listen, I've been watching the shooting drills in training, and they're very on point, but there are a couple of open goals tonight. Is there a concern about the wastefulness on the pitch at the moment?
No concern. I mean, the chance from Noni is 999 times out of 1,000 a goal, and Morgan Rogers just had an excellent performance out there. I'm very happy. The result takes care about itself. When we keep playing like this, the energy in the stadium was amazing, because everyone could straight away connect with the team, and the result will just take care of itself, and we take care about the performance.
The final changes that you made, there was some real zip to that play, just as Marcus Rashford himself and Morgan Rogers come past me. There was some real intent there. Is this the kind of finishers, if you like, that you have an intent to, or can any of them do that?
Any of them can do that. I think they wanted just to show, and they wanted just to show that we can count on them, and that they're reliable, and that they know that the team spirit, what it takes to have the team spirit right, and that's what we showed today. The guys who came on, but also the guys who went out, the way they went out and the way they supported, kept on supporting from the bench, was on highest level, and that's what we wanted. So one more training session tomorrow, and then we're good to go.
I'm just going to ask you about that in a second, but I just want to clear up the penalty, because Jude had the ball in his hands and I saw Anthony Barry signal that it was Anthony Gordon to take the penalty. Was that all organised before?
Yeah, but we're not so sure before, like who would be, if we get a penalty, who would be in the pitch. So it was a bit of a mix-up because all of the substitutions, and we should have put it in writing on the walls. Was our mistake. We didn't do it, so we need clarification on the pitch. But Anthony was the second taker on the sheet, and he scored.
And just finally, this game against Miami FC tomorrow, what are you hoping to get out of that, this final training session?
First of all, we get some minutes into the guys who didn't play so much, that we can be assured that everyone has the load that they should have. It will just help us. We will not play a full match, I think, not over the full distance. It will be less, maybe, I think, around about two times 30 minutes or something like this, especially for the guys, like I said, who didn't play. The guys didn't play so much. Guys who started will not be involved, and give them some game minutes, and then we're good to go.
See you in Kansas.
See you in Kansas.
Thank you, Faye. Faye Carruthers there with England manager Thomas Tuchel. We will be going back over there when she gets, hopefully, a player. And just interesting there that Thomas Tuchel said there's going to be a game. I'm just looking at some of the minutes. It makes sense. I mean, the Watkins came on at 71, Mainu, Rashford, Kwanzaa, Dan Burn. So he spread the minutes out. I thought he got it right tonight to his subs, to give enough minutes and just take them out that far in line. And I think he got it. Changed every single player on the pitch.
Yeah, it's crucial. You start losing a little bit of sharpness after a round.
Yeah.
I think 2 weeks when you don't play competitive football as a professional, you slowly start dropping off. So to give them all, keep them on the toes, give them a bit of minutes here and there, I think is vital.
Just got to go back to Tim a second, who's Canadian, not American, as I said. Tim, what did you do? You think anyone might have played their way into the team next Wednesday against Croatia at all, or not?
I think it's tough to say. I think he talked about it a couple of days ago, and I think the team that he started out with tonight is likely what we're going to see.
Mark Gahey will come in, won't he? I think Mark Gahey will start. So who would you play at centre half?
Sorry, Gahey coming in. Probably Gahey and Stones. Right. I think is my centre backs.
Okay.
I think if he's taken Stones, I think his intention is to start him for sure, especially with the limited time that he's played this year. But I think it'll be pretty similar to what he played. I think he said it a couple of days ago that obviously the team is going to change based on who you're playing.
Yeah. All right, Tim. Yeah. Listen, appreciate the call, buddy. Thank you very much. Keep them coming, gang. 03717 223344. It's a mini sports bar. Only half an hour. Get your calls in. England 3, Costa Rica 0. Get your calls in now to the sports bar. Jermaine Pennant, Jason Cundy, taking you up to 1 a.m.
Noel, are you worried about next season under Maresca?
No. You should be worried, mate, because I believe you want to bet on United finish higher than
There's a chance. A chance. A small
chance. There's not a chance. No, you didn't say that the other day on the radio.
Why is there not a chance?
Because there isn't, because we've got better players and a better coach.
Look at what you lost, though. Bernardo Silva, Stones, you've lost Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, but there'll be a few coming in. Don't you worry about that.
Is that it, Gav?
You
said to me, so I'm going to give now what for, and that's it.
Your friend's on, is he? Oh, friend.
Well, just wait.
Well, mate,
they only finished 7 points behind you as well, remember?
Listen, don't you worry about that, mate. If you're that confident, I'll bet you 500 quid that City finish above United, right?
And I'm not a Man United guy either.
And if you lose, you've got to be my butler for a week.
I'll bet you 500. That's it.
No.
Not a
Come on,
butler.
take the bet. Take the
No,
bet.
Not a
you
butler,
be my
no.
you be my butler for a week.
No, I'll bet you 500 though.
500 quid's more than
500
your
quid's
week's wages, isn't it? Eh?
That's a show fee for us, mate.
I'll bet you 500 quid.
Good morning, thanks for your company while listening to the Sports Bar and talkSPORT. I'm Jason Cundy alongside Jermaine Pennant. Let's go back to your calls. Let's go and speak to Lewis. He's an England fan. Lewis, good morning. Welcome to the show.
How are you, Cundy? Okay.
I'm all right, matey. What do you want to say? What do you think of the performance?
Well, first-time caller, long-time listener.
Okay, all right.
I love this show. Love what you do.
Thank you very much. Go on then. What's your point?
What I wanted to say is, I saw the lads today, and I know Harry Kane's one of the number 9 in the world, or best in the world.
Yeah.
But today, I just don't think. I think what we're slacking is, look at Ollie Watkins.
Hold
he
on.
can.
Let's go back to States. Faker Others has got Declan Rice.
Yeah, Premier League winner Declan Rice, in fact. Congratulations on that, first and foremost. I'll talk to you about that in a sec, but let's talk about the game and your first minutes as part of this England squad. How has it been being back with everyone? How's that heat out there as well for you?
First day training was really tough. Just getting used to it. I had a complete week off after the Champions League final. I needed that reset. So just getting back that rhythm again. First day was tough. And then, all honesty, second and third day, and then today, I felt really, really good. So I just needed that day to bed in, and yeah, to get 60 minutes today was more than I thought I was going to get. So I was really, really happy.
Thomas actually said it was the first time that you, Bellingham, Anderson, and Kane had played together. What was that like for you?
Unreal. So good. I've obviously played with Jude and Harry and Elliot so many times, but to have that as a 4 is obviously top class. And yeah, you know, we're just constantly speaking off the pitch, working together, understanding each other's game, and the more we keep playing together, you know, we're going to keep doing that. So really, really good. Yeah,
you could tell that out there, and obviously you linking up with Anthony as well, and your goal. Talk me through that. Sorry, ignore me saying that. It's very late. But Anthony's goal afterwards, your link-up play on the left-hand side, you had so many chances down there, the two of you.
Yeah, I think we just spoke about just rotating a lot in our units, understanding each other's game. Speaking with Nico, just telling him, you know, to do what he's been doing at City all season, one of the best in the world at arriving in the box, making them late runs, getting on the ball. So you don't want to take the strengths away from the players, what they're really good at, with Anthony on the touchline and me running forward as well, or holding whilst the other two go. So it's just about understanding each other, and we had that. So yeah, it's really, really good, and we're going to keep working with whoever it is.
It felt really fluid out there as well. Did it feel like that for you? I mean, I don't know whether you watched the New Zealand game, because I know you'd only just arrived in West Palm Beach, but it definitely felt as if there was more zip. There was a lot of interchange of positions as well.
Yeah, I think the New Zealand game, speaking to the boys, was really, really hot. Getting used to that, and obviously can't make excuses, but the pitch was obviously not up to the level that we have. But tonight it was, and you know, you could see there was a difference. Zip in our play, the way we pressured the ball, the way we regained the ball. It was just, it was a massive step up from the other night, and that was the manager's message. You know, that we need to go again tonight, get to another level, and you know, we now have another weeks of training whilst we prepare for the game.
Listen, this is the first time we've spoken since you won the Premier League. Let's focus on that first and foremost, and then I will have to talk to you about the Champions League. How different is it experiencing that high and then that low in such close proximity?
Yeah, incredible. Biggest high I've had in ages. Obviously winning that after having, you know, 2 tough seasons with Arsenal, to win the Prem was incredible. A dream. 22 years without one for the club. So to be a part of that team that brought it back was very special. And then on the other hand, you lose a Champions League final. You're obviously gutted, disappointed, but a sense and a feeling of where this club's going, and that we're going to be back there at some stage, and you know, you can't dwell on it for too long. So yeah, look, obviously disappointed, but still so long to go in our careers that we can get back to that point and, you know, take that trophy home.
And what does it do when you win something like that and then come so close to winning another trophy? What does it do for this hunger that you have inside of you to go all the way with England and win the World Cup this summer?
Yeah, I think we're hungry anyway, regardless. If I hadn't have won anything with Arsenal this season, I would have come here with the same hunger and desire to win a World Cup. I think it comes around every 4 years. But now, obviously, with winning the Premier League, I've come in with, spring in my step, more confidence, knowing that I've got over the line. But also, we've got serial winners in our team anyway, and serial individual winners who've won a lot with their clubs and done a lot of stuff as an individual. So it's going to take all 26. As I've experienced the Premier League, it's a roller coaster. Every football game is, and it's going to be up and down this World Cup. So as long as we stick together, have each other's backs, I believe we have as much quality as anyone in our room. So yeah, bring it on.
That is my last question to you, this group, and how important it is, and how balanced this squad seems, and what it's like being back together, all together, wanting to get all the way to the final in July.
Yeah, special, so special. First of all, we're wearing this shirt with a lot of pride. An England shirt at the World Cup, I don't think it gets bigger than that. But also, we know as a group that this isn't time to joke around and play games. This only comes around every 4 years, and you get older each year. So look, we're going to be ready. We've spoke about it as a group. We know what's required. Obviously, I have a top manager who's been there and won everything. So yeah, for sure, we're going to go into that first game fully prepared and step on to what we know we can achieve.
Thank you, Declan.
The brilliant Declan Rice there got England off to a start. 9 minutes. Anthony Gordon down the left-hand side, cut it back. Nice finish from him. I thought it was excellent. What do you make of that pivot? Seems to be getting stronger and stronger, him and Anderson.
Yeah, I think it's a great little balance. Like I said, he can, get forward because that's one of his stronger parts of his game is getting forward, them late runs into the box, proper number 8 kind of player where Elliott just sits there and covers up. So he's got a bit more of that freedom and it's a good balance. And we saw that today.
Yeah, he really is a super player, no doubt about that. Let's go back to Lewis. Apologies, Lewis, but we had to go and speak to Faye. What's your point?
Well, my point is, I ordered Chinese at the start of that interview. It's arrived now.
Well, listen, when you got Declan Rice, you want to make sure you spend your time with him, right? But now it's your chance. What do you want to say?
Well, Declan Rice, I've got egg fried rice here now, so I ain't bothered.
Okay, enough of the Chinese gags, right? What do you want to say?
Yeah, go on. I forgot about Harry Kane, weren't it?
Yeah. Don't know. You phoned us.
Well, I did actually. You're going to bring me back?
Come on. Right.
No.
We're going to go back to Faye. Who's Faye got? Let's go back to Faye. She'll tell us. Faye.
Hello, I'm with Ollie Watkins, and the first thing he said to me is, "You're not going to ask me about the weather, are you?" I know it is. I'm not.
You just finished your football match, and they're asking me about the weather.
Well, the weather is important because, listen, we're all sweating and hot and tired, and we're not running around like you guys are. But I won't ask you about the weather. Good. I'll ask you about your goal instead. Yeah. How was that out there?
Start. Yeah, I think just following in when I think it's always it's kind of an easy goal, But yeah, you have to just keep following in. Hopefully that the keeper spills it, and he did, and you get your rewards for doing that. So sometimes you can be caught on flat-footed in the box, and you're not prepared for it when it bounces up. But when I saw Morgan shoot, I knew the technique the way he hits the ball. And it's always got a chance of bouncing in front of the keeper.
I was going to ask you that, actually. How much does it help having Morgan out there, the two of you? I'm a bit worried that I've turned this down. There you go, it's okay. How much does it help having Morgan out there helping you? Because you know each other's games so intricately. Could that play a big part in this World Cup when it gets underway? Yeah,
100%. Like, I know where Morgan's going to run, and he knows the movements that I make all the time. I think there was a few times he found me with a few passes today, and maybe other players don't play that pass because we're maybe not on the same wavelength. So yeah, obviously Morgan's got so much ability, and I just have to kind of run, and he'll find me with the pass. So it definitely helps. I was going to ask you about
and this isn't weather related, but it does kind of come into it, because the shooting drills that we see in training, you're always on point. The shooting drills sometimes that we see in these last 2 games pre-match, not always. Is that pitches? Is it weather? Is it just that you've had a little bit of time off and you're just training a bit?
What's that? Sorry,
the shooting drills. They're high and they're wide all over, and we analyse everything, as you know. You get into game time, and it's better. But I asked Thomas about it in terms of being wasteful and how important it is to be more clinical in game. Is that something that plays into your thought process at all?
No, I think you could take 10 shots before the game, score 10, and it comes to an opportunity in the game and you miss. So it's completely different when you're warming up, when you've got no pressure, than when you're on the pitch and a defender's chasing you and you've got a split second to make that decision and make a finish. So obviously the aim is always to be clinical and finish our chances. I think we did that here today, but that's always the aim, to be clinical.
And in terms of what Thomas is wanting to do, has he spoken to you about your role? We know that Harry Kane is the starter. There's always been so much about second striker, but has he spoken to you specifically about being a finisher, the kind of football that we saw in that last kind of 20 minutes, if you like, where it was a tired Costa Rica side, but you were on their throats the whole time?
Yeah, I think obviously there's only 11 players that can start the game, so if you're not starting the game, you have to be prepared to come on and make an impact, and that's all you can do. I think for me, I always analyse defenders and see what's happening during the game, and choose where I'm going to run and if I can affect the game in certain positions. So look, I'm happy to be here, and I feel like I've got a massive impact to play. Obviously you saw what I did in the semi-final, and I feel like I've got a big role to play in this World Cup.
I was behind the goal for that. I saw it very clearly. Thank you, Ollie.
No problem. Thank you.
Faker others there with Ollie Watkins. He actually got England's third goal on 87 minutes, come off the bench. Good for him. He'll have a role to play, no doubt about that. Keep the calls coming, gang. 03717 223344. Before we break, reports are emerging tonight. The Fulham have held talks with Alvaro Arbeloa about head coach vacancy following Marco Silva's exit. Any news on that, we'll get back to you via our website or here on talkSPORT. Keep the calls coming. Jermaine, Pennant, Jason Cundy. 03717 223344.
What about the fact he's not taken Palmer or Foden? Would you have taken one or both?
Look, I'm biased, am I? Everybody knows that I love Cole Palmer to bits. With Phil Foden, it's a little bit. I think he's a magnificent player, but he has to have the players around him to play really for him, to be able for him to produce what he's producing at Man City. So you're always going to search a little bit more for Phil Foden to get the best out of Phil Foden, So, but Cole Palmer, I would have taken him, but I do understand why Tuchel hasn't taken him, because he hasn't had the best season he could have had.
How important is that, though, that players that go to tournaments, you went to the 1998 World Cup, that you're going into a tournament in form?
Yeah, I had a magnificent year in 98. I didn't expect to go, but I went because I had a magnificent year. Look, Cole Palmer...
Ready to get the ultimate football fan winning feeling with talkSPORT Win.
Yes, listen up, gang. The FIFA World Cup kicks off today Today, later on this evening, we're sending you and a mate straight to New York to see England live with Adidas, the tournament's official match ball sponsor. We're talking a trip to watch England face Panama. Return flights, hotel, match tickets and spending money, all taken care of. Plus, Adidas are throwing in the official Try-On-The match ball and a fresh pair of boots. Ready to get that winning feeling? Here's how to enter. But hurry, entries close Friday at 4 p.m. For your chance to win, head to talksportwin.com or text the word WIN, W-I-N, to 83338. That's WIN to 83338. Text and online entries cost £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or you can call 0343 418 7260. Entries must be in by 4 p.m. this Friday. That's when you need to answer your phone. If it rings, 18 plus, UK residents only. This is a TalkSport promo. Full T's and C's at talksportwin.com. So for your chance to win, text the word WIN to 83338 now. Good luck. Rightio, let's go and speak to Ramondo, who's a Liverpool fan. Ray, good morning. He's in Australia.
Hey,
G'day.
Hey, Cundy. Hey, Jermaine. You'll be pleased to know it's raining here in Australia today. It's not sunny.
Okay, go on then. What do you want to say, bud?
Look, I just want to say, someone who's worked in football for many years with many clubs, and I met you before, Jermaine, when I worked at Liverpool, but I feel like England, with the EPPP and the FA and everything they've done over the past 20 years, we're now ready to win the World Cup. I think we've got a world-class coach who's a serial winner. Everything he's done at Chelsea, I think we've got the serial winners now, and I'm so glad Arsenal, Villa all got trophies over the line this season, because it's full of winners. But for me, the one concern, and it's not because he's an Everton player, but for me, Pickford will be the one who undoes us in this World Cup this year.
I'm not sure I agree with that, because whenever a Pickford has played for England, I've never felt like that. What makes you feel? What has he done in an England shirt that makes you feel like that?
He's always got a mistake in him. And I've looked at him many times and I've analysed his games, and I actually feel that my biggest fear is not when we come up against France or Spain, because they'll play football against us. My fear is in the last 32 or the last 16 when we play in Mexico, and they'll go to Arsenal tactics and it'll just come undone. And Pickford, for me, is physically too small as a keeper. He doesn't have the presence, and I know those teams in those latter rounds are going to pick on that, because it's the only thing you can actually pick on England now, and I just hope to God it doesn't come to fruition. But that's my only area of weakness and worry for England.
I understand what you're saying. So we saw a little bit today against Croatia week. You know, he tried to play out and give the ball to them, and some of a bit of quality, we mean Cundy was saying, should have shot first time, and you know that could have been 1-0 down. Yeah.
He's generally pretty good with his.
But no, he is genuinely good. But like, I hear what he's saying, because he has got a little, you know, a bit of head loss at times.
Do you know what? Right, I think that was fair 4 or 5 years ago. I'm not sure it's fair now.
Okay,
I'm not sure that's fair. There were moments, but what's the answer then, Ray? It's you know, are you saying you don't play him? You play Henderson?
I would play Henderson just purely because of the physical presence. And I think if you look at the stats, I think on shots alone, per game and per minute, he's actually better. And he's got less errors in him. And if you look at errors on per season, Pickford's got 12.8 errors a season in him, which is effectively nearly 13 goals, where Henderson's only got 8.
I don't know.
I get it. I think it's more of a. I think it's more a thing like when you know you get Maguire play for England, he doesn't do anything wrong and whatnot, and it's kind of same with Pickford. But usually you don't see a mistake. You may see it with his club Everton, but you don't really see it as much at England level.
No, the one he did let himself down today, and I didn't like it because he actually dribbled round a player.
But that's because it was easy game, comfortable. But like he's when we play against those kind of teams, I think he may, you know, his head may go to that place.
Yeah. Here's the question for you, Ray: who plays alongside Mark Guehi, and who plays out wide left and right? Did you see enough from Saka for him to start?
Saka 100% has got to start for me. He's world class, and I admit that as a Liverpool fan. And I'm going to say something very controversial here. I'm going to say next to Guehi, for me, at centre back, should be Stones, because he's a serial winner. And I am absolutely amazed that Liverpool Football Club have not gone in to sign Stones on a free transfer, because he would fix Liverpool's problems within a heartbeat next to Van Dijk for the next 2 seasons. And for me, he's a serial winner. And when it comes to those latter stages, playing Spain and France, John Stones is not going to fear them. And And Gay needs someone with that experience next to him. He needs a serial winner next to him.
What about wide left? I thought Gordon was excellent first half hour.
Again, I would have said no against Gordon because he hasn't really won much in his career, but I just feel after winning, well, not winning, but being signed by Barcelona, he's going to be on such a high. And that kid, for me, again, I think was another loss for Liverpool not to re-sign because he was a Liverpool product at the academy. But I would definitely sign Gordon. He's raw. The only thing with Gordon is that really concerns me is he's got that red card in him.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, maybe he's matured.
Well, Gordon for me.
Okay. Ray, listen, make sure you call us up again, okay, throughout the World Cup.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks, boys. Look after yourselves.
All right,
see ya.
Stay safe. Mate. There is Ray, the Liverpool fan over in Oz. Let's go and speak to Colin in the shed. Let's get Colin up. All right, Cole, good morning.
Morning, Jay.
Hello,
morning, Jermaine.
Morning, Colin.
I thought that the 21 players today were absolutely brilliant. They all played well. The only person I didn't think contributed very much down the right was James. I was very disappointed with him. He didn't really support the winger, and that was a concern, not like the left-hand side, which was absolutely brilliant. But one other point I just want to bring up, we made 11 substitutes. You can't do that in the World Cup, I'm afraid. You know, we're going to have to keep some of the players on, and as long as the back four keep okay, we'll be able to make the other 5 substitutes at the business end.
Yeah, I mean, it's a friendly, and that was used as that. He'd done something.
Just minutes, get the boys minutes under the belt.
They've got
in these conditions.
They've got an hour's football tomorrow. Another friendly. He'll probably change things around. There's a number of players that came on 71 minutes. Have highlighted those. I think today's exercise, or last night's it was, I think it ticked all the boxes, Gemma.
It's put us in a great position. I think we're in the best position to be, finally trying to bring this home. I think the players all look up for it. The cohesion, the style is what we've been crying out for. Yeah. That aggressive front foot, punishing teams, attacking football because we've got the players to do it. Not being afraid of anyone. And I think that's the style we've all been crying for. And we're finally seeing it.
Yeah. Who starts centre half for you, Cole?
Oh, Stones and Gay, without a doubt. I put Concert out on the right, or bring in Spence and put him on the right.
Yeah, not dropping Reece James.
Well, I don't think James contributed very much, but obviously the manager likes him a lot, but he's going to contribute more to the attacking side of it.
Yeah, I think Reece was slightly more reserved.
I think that's I said the game was that easy. Yeah. He was just reserved. He was like, do you know what? I don't need to bomb forward. It's hot. We've got big games coming up. I don't need to try and get injured. I'll just give it to Madueke. You go and
Reece doesn't do much of that now at Chelsea, and that's been deliberate because of his hamstrings. So there's that Reece's game has changed.
Yeah, so he's not going to be that guy bombing down like Nico Riley.
No, he's not.
Nico runs into the box.
Well, Nico Riley does that naturally because he is a midfielder that's turned into a left back that can play number 10. I mean, he's got so many strings to his bows. That boy. I just wanted Saka starts.
Yeah. I think yes. I think he's got that little bit more of an end product and quality when it matters in front of goal. Yeah. So I think he definitely starts ahead of Madueke.
Yeah, and I mean Bellingham's performance. I thought Bellingham was impressive. That fluidity, that movement. There was a real zest, a zip about our game. There was a real high energy, winning the ball as well. It was really impressive, and I know you can't do that all 90 minutes. That's something you and I were talking about in the green room watching it. Can't do that for 90 minutes.
But that's the luxury we've got. It's like if you say to me we're going to start Morgan Rogers, I'll be like, oh, fantastic. If you say to me I'm going to start Jude Bellingham, I'm like, oh, fantastic.
Yeah, it's not a wrong answer, is there? I think Bellingham gets the nod.
Yeah, because of his experience and he's been there before you'd say that the Morgan. But again, it's going to be a lot of time where players need to be changing because of the conditions, and those two players is fantastic.
Indeed. Let's go and speak to Michael. Good morning, Chelsea fan. Right, Mikey?
Yes, hello, mate. Nice to speak to you guys. What a great game, eh?
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those. You accept the opposition were pretty, poor quality, but I thought the performance was
this is what I want to get down to. There was a guy talking about Jordan Pickford, and I do agree with him. I feel like he takes a couple of risks, and I feel like against a bigger team, we could come unstuck there.
Yeah, I don't.
And there's something else I noticed. Something else I noticed as well was Jude Bellingham. A few times his hand went on a couple of the players' faces on
I
Costa
know.
Rica.
I did see that one. That was a tackle on Madawaki, wasn't it? And he got a little bit. It wasn't a great tackle.
A little bit.
Yeah, he got a little bit too close. I agree with you. Yeah.
I do feel like that little things like that may cost us against bigger teams, or when the ref's a little bit more switched on and it gets noticed. Any harder, I feel like them kind of things, we need to stop that, and I feel like we have a brilliant chance of winning this World Cup.
Yeah, discipline isn't a thing that worries me.
Yeah.
But there are. I mean, I take the point Mike was making. I do remember it. It was a challenge on Madawaki. It wasn't a good tackle, by the way. He's gone to kick him, and he's gone in there. And I like the fact he's gone in there to protect his mate. I love that. He's gone in to protect him. But you can't be putting your hands near faces.
Yeah, look, they've got experience, and they will know that.
Yeah, you can't be doing that. And that's it. Thanks very much for your calls. Later on today, I am doing Drive. There is going to be a talkSPORT World Cup party. 4 o'clock. Charlie Adam is going to be there. Carl Walker. I'm alongside Benty. Make sure you tune in from 4 o'clock for that one. And we'll be gearing up, of course, to the opening game. Mexico take on South Africa. The World Cup starts. It's World Cup Day. Okay, the World Cup, it's here. It's finally arrived. Thanks very much for your calls tonight. I'll be back, as I said, later this afternoon on Drive Time Show as we build up to the opening game of that World Cup. World Cup fever is starting, and we are your World Cup station. Mexico take on South Africa. Next up, it's Mr. Paul Ross.
Obviously, we've got you on to talk about the France and the French squad. How confident is the country of going all the way? Because every single person I speak to, and I say, who's going to win it? Everyone I've spoken to says France first.
When you look at the squad, I think we can say we favourites to win the tournament. But I don't know. I've got to say I'm a bit worried because I've watched the last few games and we are conceding goals, and I don't know, Mbappe looks like he's not in his best shape yet. And, I think coming into the World Cup when you're heavy favourites is not easy. So